Alright, so we are making zucchini chips, and the first thing we need to do is get these zucchini sliced up. So we're going to be using a mandolin, and I'm using it on the number 1 setting, which gives us an 1/8" slice. And I'm going to remove the tops of the zucchini, and then I'm going to slice them up on the mandolin. So we'll be back in a minute here. Okay, so we've got our first zucchini sliced up, and you can see how thick they are. They're about 1/8 of an inch thick. And the very first and last slice, the first one is going to be really thin and a lot of skin. The last one is going to be pretty irregular. And so you'll just discard these along with the tops, and I'll get the last of these zucchini sliced up. Okay, so I've got about 2.5 zucchinis worth on an oven rack. So I pulled this out of my oven, and I've just laid them right directly on top of the rack. And I'm going to give them a light spray with some cooking spray, some Pam. And then I'm going to shake some homemade barbecue rub on them, although you could do just salt and pepper. And you're going to put them into the oven at between 450 and 425. And they're going to bake for about 2 hours. And then you're just going to turn the oven off and let them sit in the oven with the door cracked for another 3 to 4 hours. So I'll show you that in a minute, but we're going to start by spraying these down and putting a little rub on them. And then I might flip them over and do the same on the other side. Okay, so we're going to preheat our oven to 170, as low as it's going to go. My oven's probably already at 170. I've been baking today already. Because we're not using a dehydrator, we want our oven as low as we can possibly get it. And we are then going to crack the oven door. And the easiest way to do this is, if you've got a self-cleaning oven, is to open the self-cleaning latch so that when you close the door, it stops short and doesn't actually close all the way. If you don't have a self-cleaning oven, you could use a wooden spoon or something that isn't heat sensitive to just prop the door open a little bit so that we get some airflow. So I have 1 tray done already. So I've got barbecue rub on 2/3 of these, and this is just salt on the other side. We're going to get this tray in the oven, then I'm going to get the other tray done. Okay, so I've got 3 racks in there. One of them happens to be an adjustable baking cooling rack, but I've got 3 racks worth of zucchini in there, and we're just going to let this go at 170 until they're dried out, and then we're going to turn the oven off and let them sit for a couple more hours until they're crispy like potato chips. Okay, so it's 10 o'clock and they've been cooking for about 3 hours now. I put them in at 7, and you can see here they're still a little bit damp. They haven't dried out totally, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the oven off and leave the door cracked overnight, and then we'll pull them out tomorrow morning and they'll be ready to eat.
Okay, so we forgot to film when we took them out of the oven, but this is what they look like, and they are absolutely delicious. And I thought I'd also mention another quick way to do it if you have one of these is a dehydrator. We recently got this dehydrator here, and basically you can just cut up the zucchini. We cut it in rounds this time, and place them into the dehydrator just like these apples are in there right now, and then it will dehydrate them into crispy little chips. And so if you have a dehydrator, it's just a faster way of doing it, so I thought I'd mention that. So that's it for the zucchini chips. If you have any questions, let us know, and thanks for watching. Bye!